So thank you for joining us here today. We're joined by members of the Citizens Advisory Committee for the Long Island Sound Study. The CAC is comprised of over 35 groups from New York and Connecticut, representing different stakeholders such as water-dependent businesses, local municipalities, not-for-profits, fishermen, and scientists. We have submitted detailed comments this morning to the Management Committee to create a better, more focused, revised management plan. What this comes down to is we need to be able to accurately evaluate our progress and our success. We do that by having clear goals and deliverable actions. We need a plan that will lead us down a pathway to success. In order to accomplish these goals, we need to hit the pause button, clarify the plan, make it stronger. We need to get it right. The future of the Long Island Sound depends on it. And now we're going to hear from some other Long Island Sound stakeholders, starting with our two co-chairs. Kurt Johnson from Connecticut, Fund for the Environment.
Good afternoon. It's great to be here, and I just want to say that a couple of days ago, Gina McCarthy was in New Haven, and she gave such an inspiring speech to about 50 of us, calling on us to be bold for Long Island Sound. That means not only cleaning up the waters in the Sound, but working up the rivers and doing more to clean our water, make it safer for swimming, and as importantly or more importantly, breathing life back into the Sound by removing more nitrogen. So I want to thank Gina for that leadership and call on all of us in this partnership here as NGOs, but also our agency partners, which we have terrific partners who've done a tremendous amount of work on this project, to make it clearer and bolder. And just a couple things is to come up with an enforceable plan for a new round, a new chapter in nitrogen reduction, and to call for a 50% decrease in the number of beaches that are closed that people care so much about, from Montauk to the Bronx. So thank you very much. I'm going to turn it over to my co-chair from New York.
Hi, I'm Nancy Seligson, and I represent the waterfront town of Mamaroneck in Westchester County. And I am joining my colleagues here today to call for a bolder, stronger, more inspirational plan for Long Island Sound. Long Island Sound is too important for our regional economy, for our lives, our quality of life throughout the region, to not have a plan that calls for bold improvements to restore Long Island Sound, to restore its health, wildlife, habitat, to reduce the beach closings from bacteria, and to continue the great work that has been started and has been going on for a while through our monitoring and our agencies in New York and Connecticut and the federal agencies that work on Long Island Sound. But now we're here at the 20-year mark of our original plan, and we have the opportunity to create new goals and new targets for Long Island Sound. And we need to make sure those are understandable by the public and by our elected officials, so we can ensure that we have the engagement and the funding that we need to restore Long Island Sound. Thank you, and I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Sandy Breslin from Audubon.
Thanks, Nancy. I'm Sandy Breslin. I'm with Audubon, Connecticut, and I'm speaking here today on behalf of both Audubon in Connecticut and New York. And as others have mentioned, we all know that Long Island Sound is an incredible economic and natural asset in our region. The CCMP is our opportunity to chart the course for the next 20 years of investment and management of that resource. And we really do have to get it right. This is our opportunity. For Audubon, our focus is on birds and the conservation of habitats for wildlife. One of the things we know when it comes to bird conservation in the Sound is that just protecting the land is not enough. We have to manage the habitat, the interactions between wildlife and people. And when we do that, there's no reason why we can't have successful wildlife productivity and successful usage of our natural resources at the same areas. We have a great example of that at Pleasure Beach right here in Bridgeport. After 18 years of being closed to the public, Pleasure Beach opened this summer. More than 15,000 people visited that beach. And because we had an incredible team of Bridgeport High School students there on the beach every day, educating people about the birds, teaching them about the resources there, the other wildlife on the beach, we had one of the highest productivity rates, almost the highest that we've had in the last 10 years. So it's quite a success story. It shows we can do it. And we need to use this opportunity with the CCMP to set goals for our wildlife species as well as habitats, and make sure that we do manage for a sustainable and successful future for people and wildlife in the Sound.
So next we'll have Nate Rollin from the Nature Conservancy.
Hi, I'm Nathan Rollin with the Nature Conservancy, and it's a pleasure to be here today to join with my colleagues in calling for as bold a CCMP as we can produce. The CCMP will be the agenda for Long Island Sound in the future, and so it must aspire to be all that we want it to be. We call attention particularly to the water quality goals that are most important, particularly the preparing a new plan for nitrogen reduction in the Sound, including the multiple sources of nitrogen that are a problem for water quality in Long Island Sound. We also call attention to the need for all the communities in Long Island Sound to prepare coastal resiliency plans so that infrastructure and human lives as well as natural habitats can be protected in the face of a changing climate. And finally, we know that planning for Long Island Sound in terms of the many uses is very important as well. There are plans in Rhode Island and Massachusetts for helping to balance use with protection of the environment, and we need one for Long Island Sound. So we join with our colleagues with enthusiasm calling for a bold CCMP. I believe
Next we're going to have Carol DePollo from Hempstead Coalition to Save Hempstead Harbor.
Hi, and I'm here to echo the comments that have been made before me, but also to emphasize the importance of continuing supporting water quality monitoring, especially for the embayments, and to help us make the connection for local community residents between the embayments and Long Island Sound. Also to recognize that so much good work has gone into the revision of the CCMP, but we are very concerned about making sure that a byproduct of that is coming out with a document that will lend itself to being usable by communities, by people other than the scientific community, so it can be understandable and we can make real progress in conservation efforts both in the embayments and Long Island Sound.
Thank you. So just to wrap up, in conclusion, we need the best plan, the most protective plan, because sustainability of the Sound does depend on it. And we want to thank the Management Committee for updating the CCMP and encourage them to incorporate the comments of the CAC into a final document. Getting the right plan will accelerate the recovery and health of Long Island Sound for the next 20 years. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. Nicely done. Well done.